together.
So can we start now, right?
Yeah, we can start now.
Okay. I just want to thank you for your time today. Just want to ask you some question and your opinion about the Vietnamese student and Vietnamese market about it for the study in US. The first question is I want to ask Jonathan is that did you any advice or any opinion about the Vietnamese student for some years you cooperate with you check their resume or CV?
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Dow. So definitely the Vietnamese students we see their resumes, we see their backgrounds, very strong students, often very strong English, very strong passions and interests. One thing that's always a big question for our Vietnamese students for sure though is beyond the academics, how can I grow my other areas, meaning my extracurricular background, my technical skill background that will support their own future goals as well as all the other components of the American application system. So they know the academics only get you so far. You have to have strong extracurriculars, perhaps strong professional experience, and certain evidence that will show the colleges, that I'm prepared for the future. So that's always a big question for our Vietnamese students and really all of our students. So that's a huge question that we try to work with students on.
Yeah, because on behalf of our client, their parent, the student from NEEC, just want to ask you that is there any difference between the admission procedure Vietnamese student and the other international student?
Sure. So the Vietnamese students are very encouraged by American government, American universities to apply. American universities are always welcome to everybody, but especially American government is very supportive of Vietnamese students to come to America, which is great. And there are a number of policies that support international students when they're in America. For example, OPT policy, you can work in America 1 to 3 years after college without needing a formal work visa. So that makes the process much easier. So there's different policies that try to encourage students to not just study here, but work here and create their lives in America. So that's very good.
Yeah, and I think the next question about the SAT. So the requirement of SAT for the next and from now on is any changing? Any benefit?
So this has been a big trend. It's been a big evolution, I guess you could say, over the last few years. During COVID, of course, there was the practical concern. Students could not take the SAT or ACT, so it became optional at many schools. And so originally there was a practical concern, and then it became an equity concern that maybe the test is unfair or gives certain people a greater advantage, and there was a lot of debate about that. And now a lot of schools have looked at data, published their own reports, and made the test required again. MIT led the charge a bit over a year ago, but now Yale and Harvard and Stanford and all the top schools essentially have made it required again. And no matter what, even for the schools that remain optional, we know their preference. So for now, we have to tell all of our students, you need SAT. This is back to normal, I guess you could say. So yes, it's pretty much required now.
And I think that maybe the last question to ask you about the admission requirement for Vietnamese students. I think that maybe they are not strong for the project in the US if they want to apply for the US university or top ranking like that. Thank you for you to help us for the mentor of some student before, but in the past, I think that maybe for do you have any idea about the service of the mentor for some international student?
Yes. So I'll say this. Initial impression working with the Vietnamese clients and students and families is sometimes we can shoot higher.
Yeah.
So the competition is strong, but the students are strong, and sometimes we believe that our students can actually do better than even their families hope for. So it does require some planning. Realistically, in America, our students often start in 9th grade because high school starts in 9th grade. So the earlier we can get involved, the more impact we can make on the student plans. But definitely, if we can begin longer term, we can create bigger impact on their extracurricular background and their overall performance for themselves and for college admissions. And then two, a huge thing, of course, is eventually in the packaging of the student, we say, the strategy. So America is great, and you have 2 years to change your major, and you have tremendous flexibility, and you also have to be a storyteller in your application. 2 students, same background, one can sound great in their essays, one can sound very average in their essays. So you have to really understand what the college admissions officers are looking for, what kinds of qualities you want to show about yourself, what you maybe want to omit or massage out. So we have to be part of that process to really view the whole application as a complete package. Each component plays its part to show the whole picture about a student. So that's very important.
Yeah. So I think that maybe that's enough for a short time to talk. Rất là vui khi mà có cái team của NEEC có thể hỗ trợ cho các học sinh của Việt Nam đi vào cái hướng và cái những đường talk ở tại Mỹ. I just want to add some Vietnamese translation to the pattern. Yeah. Thank you, Jonathan.
Yeah, absolutely. No, thank you.